Good morning. It is currently 6:45 on a Sunday morning and it's time to go on a long run. So today's run is going to be a little bit different. As I'm doing my long run, I'm going to be talking to you a little bit about motivation, how I try and get it back, all these different things about motivation. So let's go. Alright, so recently my motivation has been really terrible. It's been about 2 weeks now and I've only done about 4 or 5 runs, I reckon. And it's been a struggle actually doing them, if I'm honest. So the last run I actually did was the last run you saw, and that was the speed session. And I was just really disappointed in how it went. So I haven't been able to get myself back out to do anything else. So I took a few days and I've reset, and now we're just like chasing a different goal. So I'm going a bit slower. I'm not going to be doing the speed sessions or hill sessions anymore. I'm just going to be training for one goal, and that's to go a bit further. So my number one thing to do when you're out of motivation is to set a new goal. The second thing I tend to do when I'm running out of motivation is to give myself some new routes to work on. So today we're out in some fields. I don't usually come out here, but I figured, you know what, it might help with my motivation, give me something to work towards, go somewhere new, just have a little bit of fun. So often I'm out running by the cars and the streets, and that isn't my favourite. So I found this little field that kind of goes straight on into some more fields, and that's what we're doing today. Alright, so the third thing I do when it comes to motivation is just to have some days off. Sometimes when your motivation isn't 100%, it's because your body's telling you it needs to rest. So have a few days off, maybe a few weeks, let your body just recuperate, and then you can choose whether that goal that you're going for is the best thing for you or if it's not. I think sometimes when we're down on motivation, it's so easy to get injured because you just don't want to go for that run, which means you also are not looking after your technique and all of these things like that. So I'd love to just take a few days off, reset, maybe do some cycling on the bike, and then hopefully I'm refreshed and ready to go out again. Alright, so we're at the half an hour mark, and quite honestly, I haven't even hit 5k yet. But that leads me on to the next thing I do for my motivation, and that is simply to stop looking at pace. Okay? There's nothing worse than just having your whole run, looking at your wrist, looking at your phone, trying to work out what pace you are, how far you're going to go, etc, etc. Okay, so when I'm out of motivation, I just take it at any pace I want. So right now I can't even run on this path. It's just too broken, too much weeds. Can you see it? It's barely even a path there. Okay, but we're giving it a go. Okay, through this little field. It is a public footpath. I'm not just trespassing on a field somewhere. Okay, but right, I better get back to it. Alright, we're still trying to get through this field, but I want to give you another tip before I finally give up and go backwards. Okay, and that is just stop comparing yourself to others. I think I find that my motivation definitely dips whenever I'm looking at Instagram or Strava and comparing myself to like the thousands of other runners who are running faster than you. But at the end of the day, that doesn't matter. As long as you're getting out there doing something, it's going to make you feel happier, and that's all we need, hey? I think it's time to go back. I feel like this path has just disappeared. Okay, so we're going to turn back. That's roughly the point where I should have turned back for this run anyway. And yeah, see you soon. So tip number 6 is to not beat yourself up. If a run doesn't go your way, just think about the good side. Like, you got out there, you did it. It doesn't matter if you didn't hit the right pace. Hey, that's something to work on next time. I know it can be disappointing if it's a race and you didn't get the time you wanted, but you can work on it. Alright, we're back to some good trail now. So the next thing I do is I sometimes go out with a friend, or normally my partner, and we just have a nice social run. It kind of takes the pressure off of going fast, or doing anything in particular. It's just spending time outdoors, and that can be really good for your motivation. So set up a little group, or just one little friend. Okay, maybe get them into running. So we're back in from the run now, and as you might see, I'm not dressed in running kit anymore. And that is because the next point that I want to bring up is just to try something different. It might be that you're lacking motivation for running simply because right now you're not loving it. And that's okay. Like, just go and try something else. You might want to try a group exercise class, a yoga class. I'm going to be on my bike doing a little bit of a cycle. And it's fine to try these different things. It might be that right now running isn't what you want, and that's completely okay. There shouldn't be this pressure that you have to always run. Like, at the moment it's really hot in the UK, so it might be that actually you want to do some swimming in the sea because it's a little bit cooler. That's absolutely fine. Hey, it's just what you want. Hey, even if like the thing that you want is just to do nothing and eat lots of food, like, that's okay too. There shouldn't be this pressure that we always have to be fit and healthy. Well, you should probably be healthy most of the time. Okay, so tip number 9 kind of links in with tip number 1, and that is to set really small goals. So it might be that overall you want to run an ultra marathon. Like, that's great, but if you're not gonna get there anytime soon, you might feel like your motivation wanes a little bit, like throughout the middle or like right at the start. So you just set smaller goals. So it might be that every week you want to do 3 runs, or you might want to do 10k. If you set those smaller goals, you're more likely to get them quicker, and so you'll feel a little bit more kind of, what's the word? More like you've achieved something. And that's really good when it comes to motivation, is you're going to feel rewarded and you're going to feel like you're actually doing something, as opposed to just like chipping away at this really big goal. And my last tip for motivation for running is simply just to go back and see where you came from. So like, what was your first run like? How far did you go? Like, being able to see your progress like that just makes you realise how much you have achieved. So I look back and I see my first run on Strava, and it doesn't really make sense because I was recording it on my phone and the GPS was like completely out of whack. It reckons I did the first kilometre in like 3 minutes, which I don't think that would happen for a first run. But I go back and I see my yearly stats, and in 2015 I only did 66 kilometres that whole year. Already in 2020 I've done over 900 kilometres, and it's still only August. So it's just amazing, like, how much I've moved on from then and how much I'm running lots and lots and lots. Just super strange, eh? So those are my tips for motivation. What are your favourite things to do? I've listed 10, and I'm sure there's loads and loads and loads of other ideas. So comment them down below so we can all learn something new and try something different next time we're not really feeling motivated. Okay? I hope you all enjoyed, and if you're going on a run today, I hope you go out there and have some fun.